ChatGPT 4.5 versus Claude versus DeepSeek versus Grok. Who's going to win? We're going to put them all to the test today. We're going to be doing some practical examples. First off, I'm going to show you exactly what the benchmarks look like, how they compare, what the API costs, etc. And it's going to be very interesting to test these models because a lot of people have been underwhelmed with 4.5 and its performance. And so we're going to compare these side by side. Now, if you're wondering, okay, how do these perform? I'm going to show you GPT 4.5, the good, the bad, and the moolah. All right. And I've pulled out the special headphones for this. So it's a good day. That's when you know it's a good day. All right. So first of all, what you can expect with GPT 4.5. A lot of people are not sure what's the difference, how does it work, etc. So really, this is about like having a better chat, more natural conversations, less robotic responses, better emotional intelligence. So it promises, for example, to understand how you feel and also react better, fewer mistakes, so less hallucinations. You can see that has dropped on average from 61.8% to 37.1%, and a bigger brain, apparently. I didn't know it had a brain, but apparently it does. And then what it's not great at, and what we probably won't be testing so much today, is like maths, logic and reasoning. And of course, it is super expensive stuff. If you don't know already, this costs 15 times more than GPT 4.0. So GPT 4.5 is a lot more expensive. Now, in terms of the benchmarks, for example, if you wanted to compare it, say, versus the latest version of Claude, you can see the GPT 4.5 is better at chats and facts, whereas Claude 3.7 is pretty much good at everything when I've tested it. GPT 4.0 is just like general, will do everything. And you can see the max token limits here, the mistakes. So this is the main thing, is like it has a lot more mistakes. The math score isn't great. So if you compare it versus O3 Mini, you can see the math score is way lower. And the cost is absolutely redonkulous, mate. So you probably wouldn't build many workflows with this using like agentic workflows. You're not going to be using this or plugging it into, say, NA10. That would be very expensive and a bit silly. Whereas you're probably better off just going back and forth with it in the chat if you're not sure already. All right. So GPT 4.5, really good at chatting, knowledge, but O3 is going to beat it hands down. Problem solving, and GPT 4.0 is way cheaper. So we're going to be testing out today, showing you exactly what it works, how it goes, etc. What it'd be really good at is customer support. Apparently writing content, but we'll test that. Knowledge-based apps, I'm not sure, but we'll test it. And also like vague instructions, right? What it's not going to be great for is scientific, pure coding, etc. So let's run through the models. First of all, one thing you have to know is like if we're comparing Grok here, Grok actually doesn't have O3 released to everyone, right? You can request early access to Grok 3 for APIs, but it's not available to everyone. It's not available to me, and I post content all the time. Whereas if we, for example, look at Claude 3.7 Sonic, you can actually get access to that. It's pretty good, as you can see. And also you've got the API pricing for 4.5, which is a lot more expensive, as you can see, $75 per million tokens. So, you know, if you're creating a workflow with big outputs like writing or script writing or video transcripts, etc., it's not going to be ideal. And it's also quite a bit slower when I've tested it as well, especially in beta. So let's put these to the test now. And I've got a bunch of prompts that we're going to test out. The first test that we're going to run is a social media promo. So I'm going to be running this through all models today. We're going to be running it through GPT 4.5, Claude, DeepSeek, and we'll stick with DeepSeek version 3, simply because we don't really need to use the thinking version. GPT 4.5 isn't a thinking mode. And then we'll just take a transcript from the video. So let's grab the latest one right here. We'll take this transcript and we'll plug it into our prompts on each and see which one comes best with the outputs, all right? So we'll take a video transcript, and the goal for this is just to create like an interesting social media teaser, right? If GPT 4.5 is supposed to be the best at writing content and being creative, then let's see how it actually performs versus each, all right? So we've plugged that in, and you can see already like GPT 4.5, pretty slow to respond. It's not really going to show you thinking or anything like that. It's just going to take a while to respond. Claude has already come back with it goods, so has DeepSeek, and so has Grok, I believe. Yeah. There we go, all right? So let's compare what we got here. Bolt DOI just went crazy. Build apps, games and tools in seconds. Claude 3. Sonic. Sonic makes coding silly easy. So it still does make mistakes. It still does make mistakes, all right? Because, for example, you can see here, like, Claude 3.7 was smart enough to figure out, okay, this is not called Claude 3.7 Sonic. You look at the responses. These don't blow me away. They're okay. You can tell it's obviously AI because no one else in the world is using 2 emojis at a time on every single line, right? That's a bit too much. If we have a look at the responses here, this feels a lot more human. So pretty cool. Attention grabbing teaser right there. This is Claude 3.7. There's not an emoji on every single line. And honestly, I'm loving Claude 3.7 at the minute for the responses. I think that's done a much better job versus GPT 4.5. So for example, if we look at this, am I going to post it like that? No, I'm going to have to edit it. I'm going to have to remove some emojis. It doesn't read that interesting. It's not that attention grabbing. Whereas if we compare the response from Claude 3.7, which I've pasted below, you can see it's much superior. So let's have a look now. The way that this is formatted, so it's super long lines and it's not separated the responses. So that's great. And then Grok probably coming in second there. So if we have a look here, it's like, wowzer. Bold DIY just teamed up with Claude 3.7 Sonnet, make apps and games free and easy, boom. So you gigawild keep coding, check it out, link in the comments. If we have a look versus GPT 4.5, I would go with this rather than these. Again, these emojis are super annoying. I do the short lines, but even like the formatting, right? Just add a line in between. How simple is that? If you're really smart as an AI, then put a line in between each response, because otherwise it's going to look weird when you copy and paste that onto Facebook or onto school or wherever you're posting this, right, onto Twitter, etc. So let's just recap here. Claude 3.7 is winning. Grok came in second. GPT 4.5, not great. And then DeepSeek, I wouldn't use any of these, right? It's not even formatted. It's spelt Sonnet wrong. Doesn't make any sense. At least Grok 3 as well was easy. You could easily figure out, okay, it's about Claude 3.7 Sonnet, which is a sign of intelligence in itself, right? Can it figure out what you're talking about in the transcript without you having to literally spell it out? That is a big thing. That's going to save me time. So I think it's pretty clear who won there and who lost. And yeah, I don't think there's any more to say on that. Let's try for email copywriting now. Again, we're going to be doing a couple of writing tests just because GPT 4.5 is supposed to be the GOAT for writing. So let's test them out step by step. We're going to run this through Claude. We'll do the same inside Grok, GPT 4.5, and then DeepSeek version 3. What's amazing about DeepSeek is like how much it's aged in the space of 2 to 3 weeks. It just seems like it was amazing when it first came out and then it fell behind so quickly. So let's see what we got here. I do the formatting of Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Reads pretty nicely. Hey there, ever tried to explain your coding problem to a rubber duck, only to wish the duck would actually write the code for you? I've got something better than a coding waterfowl. This doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely terrible. It's terrible. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. It's hilarious testing these out and seeing them perform so badly. Who is explaining coding problems to rubber ducks? And if you can relate to that, I don't know what world you're living in. It just is complete nonsense. It's utter nonsense. All right, I hope Grok 3 has come back with something better here. So, ever wondered if you could code like a pro without selling your soul to pricey tools? Buckle up, because my latest video is about to blow your mind and save your wallet. Not bad, not bad. Let's have a look what we got back from GPT 4.5. Ever watch your cursor blink for 3 hours, waiting for code to magically write itself? I've never had that problem with cursor. It's not an intelligence response, and it doesn't relate to the transcript either. So, not great there. I don't like the response. Let's have a look what DeepSeek version 3 came back with. Ever feel like coding tools are either too expensive, too complicated, or just too much? Well, buckle up, because I've got something that'll make your day. I like that. I think it's got nice placeholders as well. It's nicely formatted, great hook. It actually makes sense. It's not about rubber ducks and talking about coding to rubber ducks. The way that I see this is like Claude is trying to be funny, but it doesn't have any context on what funny is. You see what I mean? And probably if you gave it some training on how to do that better, it would give you better outputs. But yeah, and the same for this, like you just can't relate. All right, so if I had to rate these step by step, I'm going to go with Grok as number 1. It made sense. Great stuff. And also good hook, good bullet points, nicely formatted, etc. I also like the last bit, the DIY AI guy who's probably over caffeinated. Yep, that sounds about right. And then DeepSeek version 3, pretty nice. Not bad at all. This bit doesn't really make that much sense, so I think you would have to edit it before you send it. Claude 3.7 Sonnet, terrible. In fact, probably came out last. And then GPT 4.5 came in third, but I just wouldn't use this content. Like, it's just total trash. Total trash. Like, I've never seen Cursor do that. All right, next one. Now we're going to do a reasoning challenge. So we're going to do this prompt right here, which is, there is a tree on the other side of the river in winter. How can I pick an apple? We'll run them through each to see which one performs the best. And what we're looking for here, by the way, is logical reasoning and creativity in problem solving. The creativity is in, can you give us solutions? Are you just going to give us problems? What are you going to give us back? So we'll run these now. New chat on DeepSeek 4.5, and then Claude as well. Also, one thing to note here is like GPT 4.5 is paid, Grok is available for free, DeepSeek version 3 is available for free, and Claude is available for free up to a certain limit. All right, so GPT 4.5 is expensive whether you're using the API or not. So let's see what we got here. Given that it's winter, this presents a few challenges. Trees don't bear fruit in winter. Apple season is usually late to fall. So it recognizes the problem, but it gives us solutions as well. Not bad at all. DeepSeek, picking an apple on the other side of a river in winter presents a few challenges, gives us solutions, but it doesn't recognize, right, that trees don't have apples in the winter. So if we have a look here, it talks about crossing the river, you know, how to do it, etc. But it's not figured out that actually apple trees in winter are not going to have apples. So we'll put that last so far. ChatGPT 4.5 has given us a good idea. So if it's winter, the apple tree doesn't have apples. Apple trees bear fruit in autumn. But let's say there's still one apple left. Here's what you can do. And it feels quite human. That's a very humanized response. So pretty useful response there. It feels humanized, reads nicely, gets straight to the point, but it gives us solutions as well. Same with Grok. Claude has just failed that attempt. I want to make it realistic, right? So this stuff can happen all the time. And if it happens during the test, then I'm going to mark that as a fail, because if I have to go back and forth with it, or if I struggle with this problem for 30 minutes, then it's cost me more time than it's actually worth using the tool. So I'm going to put Claude last on that, because it failed to come back with a response. Everything else gave us a good response. GPT 4.5 and Grok came in, I would say, joint first there. DeepSeek didn't recognize the problem of apple tree, so it came in third, and Claude totally failed and didn't give us a response, so it's coming in last. Next up, we're going to say create an AI-powered audit tool for Goldie Agency that analyzes the business operations and suggests automation opportunities in HTML. So we're going to take that, plug this into each now. Again, ChatGPT 4.5, not great for logic and reasoning and maths, but we'll test out. It will give us a canvas, so it's going to give us something that we can test out. Grok, pretty good. We're not going to be using the think mode because I think that would be unfair if we compare it versus non-thinking models. DeepSeek 2, let's test this out. One of the good things about DeepSeek version 3 and Claude as well is that it gives us a canvas, same with ChatGPT 4.5. Whereas Grok, you're going to have to test this out in a separate window, which is what we're going to do with liveweave.com if you ever want to test out HTML, etc. So let's see what we get back from each. GPT 4.5 is still coding. Oh, we can actually preview. Look at that. I've not seen that before in Grok. Amazing. All right, let's test this out. I've never seen the preview before. Not bad, not bad. Let's test if it works. I'm just going to fill this in. We'll put GPT 4.5, analyze my business. Doesn't actually work though. When we test the tool out, that is not working. So it's a bit of a fail from Grok there. Let's see what we got back from GPT 4.5. We'll allow these and then we'll test it out. So I'm going to say Goldie Agency is my industry. It's got less fields. Let's test it out. Industry equals AI. Pain points equals automation and time. Generate the automation plan. Nothing happens there. Look at that. Terrible. Both of those have failed. Now we got DeepSeek. DeepSeek has done the same. And it actually gives us an automation plan. Look at that. DeepSeek version 3 has won this so far. It's actually working tool, right? The tool is actually working. It's actually useful. It gave us a response. The form works. Okay, good stuff. So GPT 4.5 doesn't work. Grok, the tool didn't work. So they're both coming in joint last. This has failed again, so I'm just going to say retry it now. Oh my goodness. Claude is not working. We're going to test it one more. I'm going to give it one more chance here. and see what we get back here. So it's building out the tool. I do like the speed of Claude 3.7 as well. Super useful. I'm getting all the names mixed up here. It's too many AIs to switch between. Also, I like the canvas section. And generally, when I've designed stuff using Claude 3.7 Sonnet, it looks pretty nice on the front end as well as the back end. But we'll test it out. It's got to meet DeepSeek version 3's standard. And I'm still blown away that DeepSeek version 3's tool has beaten everyone else so far. The only thing that I would say to criticize it a little bit is the design is super basic, but you could go back and forth in the chat and ask it to improve that. So let's see what we get back now from Claude. So we've got the tool back from Claude, like you can see, which is great. The design is super nice, right? Fair play to them. But let's test if it works. That's the main thing. There's no point in creating a tool that doesn't work. So we're going to say AI automation and saving time. We'll put in here GPT 4.5. And look at that. It's not working. Tough one, tough one. All right. So here's what I'm going to say. DeepSeek version 3 is actually one because it just creates a tool that works. That's all we want. Get the basics right, my friends, before we do something advanced. Claude 3.7 Sonnet comes in second purely because the front end is better. But honestly, the tool doesn't work. Not very useful, right? GPT 4.5 totally failed. Doesn't work at all. Same with Grok, doesn't work at all. So these two come in last, right? GPT 4.5 and Grok come in last for that. So who's the champ? We had 4 contenders just to review. So 4.5, Claude 3.7, DeepSeek version 3, and Grok. In terms of the head-to-head tests, Claude won the social media test. Grok won the email copywriting test. For logic and reasoning, GPT 4.5 and Grok won, with Claude completely failing to answer. And for the AI-powered business audit tool, DeepSeek version 3 actually won, whilst GPT 4.5 and Grok totally failed with no working outputs. So overall rankings, we've got the winners and the losers, like you can see. And in terms of the verdicts, Claude 3.7 won for writing the chat, DeepSeek won for coding, GPT 4.5 won for general AI stuff, and then Grok won as the best free option, but it is inconsistent. So final thoughts here. GPT 4.5 is overpriced and overrated. All right, let's call it a spade. So it's 15 times more expensive than GPT 4.0, but it's not 15 times better. Claude is an absolute writing beast. If you need high quality content, probably go to Claude. DeepSeek is actually pretty good at coding, surprisingly. And Grok is fun, but pretty inconsistent. Probably still not on the same level as the rest, honestly. Which AI do you think is winning? Let me know in the comments. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to my best prompts, tips, SOPs, and workflows, plus AI agents, feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. We have a beta price on right now, so if you join now before the 10th of March, you'll save 20%. The prices are going up in just a few days, and if you sign up now, you lock in your legacy price. If you sign up later, obviously you're going to miss out. Inside the classroom, you're going to get all of my best trainings on email automation and content automation, social media AI agents, video automation and how I build AI avatars, AI SEO automation, Q&A call recordings, all of my best SOPs. There's an insane amount of SOPs like you can see inside here. All of this gets updated every single day. So every time I do a new YouTube video, I put a new SOP inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And on top of that, it comes with an awesome crash course and all these cool stuff that you can automate. And it's a community of 233 people. So you can post in the community, ask any questions you have, and get help whenever you need it. Like you can see every single post, all of these posts get replies and answers. And if you want to jump on calls with me each week, you can jump on the weekly Q&As, jump on, ask me any questions, happy to help you. Feel free to get that link in the comments and description to the AI Profit Boardroom. Top of that, if you want to get a free SEO strategy session that shows you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visits a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot, feel free to get that. On this free link building acceleration session, you're going to get a free SEO domination plan. This is a custom tailored link building plan so you can generate more leads, sales, and profits from your website. You'll discover the secrets of SEO link building. We'll answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors in link building and how to 10x SEO traffic based on what's working for us and our happy clients, like you can see right here. Feel free to get that link in the comments and description. Appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.